In this 21st century, one of the advances that God has blessed us with is modern medicine. But that blessing was not available in Jesus' time. There were no doctors, there was no modern medicine. There were only some folk remedies. So if you became ill or if you were injured in some way, your life in the near term and your ongoing health in the long term were often threatened. That's just the way it was. Imagine then the scene of the ancient town of Capernaum along the shore of the Sea of Galilee. It was a trading and commercial center through which many people passed. And for that reason, the townsfolk were afflicted with every kind of infectious disease that came through. Now add to that the people who would have broken bones and infected wounds, and you'd come up with a lot of people with a lot of needs. However, in the midst of their misery, something new and exciting took place. Jesus of Nazareth began preaching about God's kingdom and bringing God's healing to people who had nowhere else to turn. So imagine Jesus with the people. There must have been an excited hush as townsfolk crowded around the door of Simon's house, trying to see and hear Jesus healing the sick and the disabled. At last, it seemed that God had sent a powerful prophet to bring healing to his afflicted people. A whirlwind had blown into town. A new day had dawned. And yet, amazingly, the very next day, this healer sent by God vanished. Simon led a search party out to look for him. And when they managed to track him down, Simon said to him, "Everyone is looking for you." And that probably was not an exaggeration. This healer, Jesus, had brought so much good in so short a time that the townsfolk wanted him to come back. But Jesus would hear none of it. He was off with the good news for other towns as well. As suddenly as he arrived, he was gone. That scene from the beginning of Jesus' public ministry, so vivid here in the Gospel of Mark, is filled with all of the excitement that people must have felt when Jesus first appeared. You might even say that Mark presents the appearance of Jesus in Galilee as the people's encounter with awesome power. Only Jesus has that power in Mark's gospel, and it produces astonishment and wonder in everyone who experiences it. But you know what? Jesus still has that power today. The gentle Savior is calling you. He is speaking to your heart. He is the one who can give real meaning to your life. So today, the good news of Jesus is offered fresh to you and fresh to me from the word of the Scriptures. My friends, we need to open our hearts to Jesus and let him guide us.